Hello, welcome back to Beauty Bee. I'm a new YouTuber. I've had my channel for about 2 months at this point. And I was off on the interwebs using the Google to discover how to grow a YouTube channel. And it turns out the way to do it is by making popular tag videos that are cool with the children, the youths, and using those to gain popularity. So I was like, I got you. Maybe I'll do a tag video that's like 2 years old and never actually gained any traction because I like it. So here we are. This is the baby's first lip tag. It was created by Nisipisa 2 years ago. I love Nisa. She's hilarious, obviously. She's charismatic, she's charming, she seems like an honestly good soul, and she's also just stinking cute. So she came up with 9 questions all about lip products. I'm a fellow lip product junkie. It's definitely my favorite part of makeup, though in recent months, mask wearing has made me get more and more into eyeshadow. So now that I've spent like 2 minutes introducing this, let's finally get into it. The first question is the best and the worst bullet lipsticks. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of my makeup here with me. I am quarantining with my family, which is about 1,000 miles away from my normal apartment. So I don't have this to show you, unfortunately, but my favorite bullet lipstick is the Wet n Wild lipstick in Wine Room. It's one of their Mega Last lipsticks, which are the matte ones in the black tubes. They're really cheap. They're usually $2 to $3 depending on the retailer, and they last really well, but the packaging was created by like the most incompetent person ever. But even though the packaging sucks, this is the one lipstick where every time I wear it, I'm like, wow, this is stunning. I should wear this more often. And I wish I didn't hate using it so much because it's a gorgeous pink with just a bit of purple to it. I actually couldn't decide on the worst bullet lipstick that I've ever had. So we've got choices, 2 of them. And I actually don't think either of them is currently available. The first was actually another pink with a bit of purple in it. So I thought we were off to a good start, but this was the NYC Expert Last lipstick. I was trying to figure out online exactly what shade I had, but it was a raspberry shade and had quite a bit of glitter. And you know, I'm okay with frosty lips. I actually don't mind that. I know a lot of people do, but I'm pretty okay with them. This lipstick changed colors on me though. It was not called a color changing lipstick, but I would put this lipstick on and it would look so pretty, and then 10-15 minutes later I'd see a mirror and it was just ghastly. Super bright. I don't know how it happened, but the shimmer just multiplied, and what had been, you know, somewhat pearlescent was now glitter. It was awful. It was ugly. The other one that I've had that was really terrible was the Wet n Wild Natural Blends lipstick. These were in sort of like a Burt's Bees lip shimmer style tube, sort of the longer and skinnier than usual chapstick. And honestly, I don't even remember how it looked. This I had to take off because it tasted disgusting. It was mentholy, but herbal, and it was one of those lipsticks that you could put on and then you didn't want to eat anything. So you know, if you were looking to lose 5 pounds, maybe. If you want to like be a functioning human who happens to wear lipstick, bad choice. Now for the question that I'm surprised wasn't number 1 on Nisa's tag, the best and worst glosses you've ever had. I actually do have this here, so let me take off the lipstick I'm currently wearing so I can show you. My favorite gloss that I've ever owned is actually the one that I have now. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu. I really like this formula. It smells so good. I don't know what things smell like, but I think this is vanilla. Maybe. Isn't that just a pretty color? It's such an easy shade to wear. I can layer it on top of lipsticks. I can wear it by itself. I have another one in this formula in a pretty bright pink. I think it's called Vanilla Cream Pie. I don't like that one nearly as much. I think the fact that this is more or less a nude color on me makes it a lot more wearable and easy to use. I find that the pink one, I really need to baby throughout the day in a way that I'm just not interested in doing with lip gloss, even though it has some of the same features. It spreads really nicely. It's not too sticky. It has an okay level of pigment. I see a lot more streaks with that product than this, and I just find it harder to use day to day. I took off that lip gloss because it doesn't deserve to hear about the sins of its predecessor. This was my first adult makeup product when I was probably 13 or 14. It must have been 13 because I distinctly remember wearing this in my school photo for 8th grade. And it was thick. It got outside my lip line all the time. It was goopy. It made those disgusting gloss strings that everyone hates. And I owned this actually in 2 different shades. I owned it in a sort of a muted pink that in theory would have looked really good on me, and a glittery clear shade, but the glitter was sort of greenish. And in my infinite 13-year-old wisdom, I would layer them on top of each other, so stunning. And I remember these smelling really bad too, though I don't know if that was because they did, or if I didn't know what expiration dates were and I kept them for far, far too long. Because I'm thinking it might have been the second one. Those definitely were around into at least 10th or 11th. Now for the best and worst liquid lipsticks. Unfortunately, I don't have either of these with me. Actually, kind of fortunately for the second one, I was smart enough to declutter. The best liquid lipstick I have ever used are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks. In particular, I have owned 3 shades. I have owned the shade Pioneer, which is a bright red, the Lover, which is a pink with a little bit of purple in it. That will be a theme throughout this video, I'm sure. That's a go-to shade for me. And the final shade I have is Ruler, which is a sort of a muted red with an asterisk that says quite a bit of pink included. It's definitely a red. It's not a berry, at least on my skin tone, but there's quite a bit of pink in it. These wear really well throughout the day. I find that even when I eat salad for lunch, which is most days when I'm at school, I don't see any wear on the lips except for in the very center. You can layer these on top of each other. These aren't one of those liquid lips where you need to completely remove it and start over if parts wear off. If I eat anything that's not salad with oily dressing, it stays throughout the day, and it looks not perfect when I take off my makeup at the end of the night, but it looks good still. It looks totally passable. And they aren't drying. I don't know what kind of witchcraft Maybelline is doing in their labs, but I approve. They are kind of sticky though. That's the one downside I can think of. The worst liquid lipsticks I've ever used were the Wet n Wild liquid catsuits. In particular, the shades that I recall being just awful were Coral Corruption and Video Vixen. Now, Video Vixen, that's probably on me. It was a really dark red with some brown in it. And it didn't look good on my skin tone to start with, so I don't know why I thought that was going to work for me. But it was so patchy. And both of these lipsticks were so dry that they would just crumble off in pieces. Like if you were to say, rub over your lip with a fingertip, you wouldn't get a smear of color the way you would with a bullet lipstick or a gloss, or just see nothing the way you would with a really nice liquid lipstick. You would just have little crumbly pieces of the liquid lipstick, and you would be able to see holes that were left behind. These were gross, and the shade that was more surprising to me that didn't really work out was Coral Corruption. I'm really fair, and Coral Corruption managed to look ashy on me. I don't even know how they managed that, but whatever witchcraft Maybelline is doing, Wet n Wild was trying to do and summoned the wrong set of spirits or something. Now out of specific products and into more trends and looks that you love or hate. The lipstick trend that I absolutely love right now are these multi-sticks. I have a couple here with me. I've got this Milk makeup one in work, which was the birthday gift this year. It's great, and I liked it so much actually that I went out and bought what I thought would be a similar product from e.l.f. This one's a little more glittery, but it gets the job done. I like being able to match my lip and my cheek without even thinking about it. And they're just so cute. I just think these are adorable little things. Now for a lip trend that I can't say I hate, but I don't understand, which are super pigmented, glittery lip glosses. I have very few occasions to wear a bright, glittery, let's say purple lip gloss. Maybe you have more, and that's fantastic for you. But I just don't understand the point of this. I can see owning a purple lipstick. I can see how I could potentially even keep a pretty bright purple lipstick fairly appropriate for many of the things I do day to day. I can see how I can get a lip gloss that has sparkle in it and is fairly appropriate for every day. I could just put that lip gloss on top of the lipstick and have so much more versatility because I can wear either of those individually, pair them with other products, or wear them together than I could if I bought that glittery purple lipstick. Now I'm going to need to look at my list for this one because the prompt is actually gold. The number 6, a lip product you're lying to yourself about, parentheses, meaning a product you don't really like but you refuse to get rid of because you're low-key hoarder and looking at lipstick makes your heart sing Emotions by Mariah Carey and your heart hits all caps the whistle notes because it's just that elated. I've rarely identified with a question more than that. My answer is this Sephora lip cream. It's in the shade Black Cherry. You know how we were just talking about how I don't look good in dark red-brown colors? Well, I mean, I guess that's not applicable because this is a dark red, brown, purple color, so that's obviously gonna look better on me, right? I've tried this on 3 times, and I've taken it off within an hour each time. I'm not gonna put it on right now, though I will probably stick a clip in here of me using it, because it's a pain to remove, but I want this to work. I don't know how this can work for me. I think anything that I ended up doing with it would be very costumey, which isn't generally my preferred style of makeup. But it's such a pretty color. Let's swatch it on my hand. You've probably already seen it. But I am living in the past as far as you're concerned right now. So I haven't seen it in a while. Isn't that just gorgeous? I know that would look so pretty on someone who is not me, and I want to be that person. Now for a wish list lip product. Again, the prompt is golden because this is the wish lip product, aka what you'd steal if the purge. I wouldn't steal anything because stealing is bad, kids, or, because I'm a physical weakling who hates any kind of confrontation. But let's focus on the first one. But in the spirit of the question, I would try to take the Charlotte Tilbury, really like the entire lipstick line from Charlotte Tilbury, but what I really want is the lipstick in Duchess. It's pink. I think they described it as a tea rose. It looks so pretty. It's light. It looks so easy to wear. I feel like this is something I could wear every day with almost anything. I'd probably pan it. I think it would look great with my skin tone. It looks great on the models that Charlotte Tilbury has on her websites that are similar in complexion to me. She actually shows it on a pretty decent range of skin tones, not a fantastic range. I imagine there's about 15 models ranging from pretty fair, redheaded, very light, to not as deep as it probably should go, but darker than a lot of makeup companies are going to show you their products on. 8 is the one that got away. This is either a discontinued lip product or one that you wish you hadn't decluttered. I adored ColourPop Frida. This was the collab lipstick they did with Coffee Break with Danny years ago. I'm thinking I had this probably in 2015. I used up 2 tubes of this. It was such a good everyday color. It was terracotta, but depending on the individual, it could go anywhere from peach to terracotta to pink. On me, it was sort of a terracotta peach color. And even this past November, when I was putting in my first ColourPop order in forever, I don't think I'd ordered for them in like 3 years or something. I looked for it and they didn't have it anymore, and I was so disappointed because I think the ColourPop lipsticks are kind of stupidly expensive for what they are. I mean, certainly almost any drugstore brand lipstick that you can buy will be better price per gram, price per ounce. Actually, more on that up there or there, whichever direction the cards are. But I would have purchased them again. The formula is really soft. They smell nice. I don't think these last a particularly long time. I've heard that they go bad relatively quickly, but I've never had one stick around for long enough to go bad on me. I would buy this again. It's stunning. They need to replace it. Number 9, what lip product are you wearing right now? Nothing. But we're going to change that because I wanted to be able to talk about these in the video and I couldn't find a question to put them in. I love this ColourPop Just a Tint in the shade Chimichanga. It is red with quite a bit of orange in it, and it's sheer, and also I think it'll go really well with my top, so I won't mind that I'm wearing this all day. Isn't that just pretty? I love this, and I think they wear down so well. Here's the part where I realized that I have a math degree but don't actually know how to count to 9. A question I missed was, what is the lip product you would save if your house was on fire? Obviously, all people, pets, and essentials are safe before you're saving your lip products. And I chose the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick in the shade Blushing Mauve. I have like quarter of an inch of product left in this tube or something, and oh my goodness, that fire can take nearly all of my worldly possessions, but it will not take the sweet taste of victory from me when I finish that lipstick. Thank you to Nisa for making this tag. I really enjoyed watching it both 2 or 2.5 years ago when it came out, and last night at 3 a.m. I hope you will like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!